Welcome to the Guidance for Light and Sound Meditation video series with Mark from PureEnergyMeditation.com. This is video number 8 of 45.
Okay, so we've now done a number of little guided meditates, including body awareness and the breathing. And this is a really good time just to talk about some practical considerations that will really help you to get the most from your meditation and to meditate with ease. So I'm going to use my friend here to demonstrate. So most people have a mobile phone, and normally in meditation we want to do something with this, and that is we want to switch it off. Not just on silent, not just on mute, because if the mind's thinking, oh, I'll just have a quick look, you know, you're planning on doing a 10-minute meditate, your phone buzzes. Suddenly, even if you don't open your eyes and look at it, your mind's wandering, well, who sent me a message? So it's better just to switch it off or put it on aeroplane mode. But there is one good thing you can do with this, and that is to use it as a timer. So I've got it set here for 55 minutes. You might be just doing 15, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. It doesn't really matter. But the idea is that by using a stopwatch, and it doesn't have to be on your phone, it could be on your watch, it could be a little kitchen timer or anything. But by using a clock to keep an eye on time, it means you don't have to. Because if you sit down and you say, okay, I want to do 15-minute meditate, but you don't have a timer, you don't have a watch or something that's going to beep after 15 minutes, your mind has to stay involved. It has to keep time. It has to keep awareness of time. And that keeps you out of stillness. So I know it sounds like a really obvious thing, but using a stopwatch can really, really help just to let go. Another really practical bit of guidance is simply that when the alarm does go, try and just switch it off. So I'm lucky because I can close my eyes and I can just press any button and it will stop the alarm. Some phones even have a feature where if you just turn them over, it will stop the alarm, which is quite good. What I'm getting at here is, whether it's your phone or a watch, switch it off with the minimal of distraction and then just sit for a moment in stillness, in that inner peace, and stay in there for a little while. In other words, the alarm going off doesn't mean time to jump up and carry on with your day. The alarm just means you're near the end of your meditate. So for me, I set this for 55 minutes because I want to actually do over an hour. So once the alarm goes, I know, okay, 55 minutes in, so I'm going to give myself at least another 5 minutes. And then I might do some channeling of healing or energies or just sitting in stillness, whatever you want to do at that particular time. But the idea is that you're not just jumping straight up and rushing on. And it also gives you time to reconnect the world outside with the world inside, so that you're bringing some of that stillness back into your everyday life. And I'm going to talk a lot more about this particular aspect in a future video, because it really, really is one of the key things that helps bridge the life you have with the stillness you have. But for now, just take these 3 things on board. So, you know, we're going to use a timer so that we don't have to keep aware of time. That we're going to make sure that all distractions are dealt with in terms of our phone and the answer machine or whatever it is that we need to do. And that when the alarm, or when it's time to finish meditating, is signalled, that we don't just rush straight back into everyday life. And one final thing actually is, if it's the evening and you're just going to go to bed afterwards, then you don't worry about having an alarm. You don't need an alarm. Just meditate as long as you feel comfortable. If you're in the morning and you're not in a rush to go anywhere, just meditate without an alarm. You may find that you actually meditate longer, because you'll meditate until your body tells you it's time to stop. And that, you know, that way we're kind of breaking this over dependence on time. I had a beautiful period in my life where I never wore a watch. I never had a phone on me that told me the time. And I actually found that it was really nice just living more in harmony with your own body's rhythms, and less the rigid 9 to 5 and half an hour for this and 20 minutes for that. It's a factor of life that we have to pay a lot of attention to time, especially when we've got a working life and there's other people dependent on us and stuff like this. But if you do have that luxury of just being able to stop and not worry about time, then certainly you don't need a timer in terms of your meditation. Just meditate and enjoy the moments that you have. And actually, if you are doing that, don't even worry about looking at the clock afterwards. It's not important how long you did. What's important is the quality of your meditation. I've seen people become very obsessed with time in terms of meditation. In other words, someone says to them, you must do an hour a day or you must do 2 hours a day. And so they're sitting there and they're doing the time because they equate time with progression. But the reality is that it's how present you are, it's how much of your attention, i.e. love, you give to the meditation that really matters. And it's quite nice to turn it on its head and say, well, could you do that in a few minutes rather than a few hours? Can you go in really, really quickly rather than the assumption that it takes a bit of time to go in? So while we're talking about time, let's just be a bit more flexible in how we view time and look at our own assumptions about time. So why are you meditating the amount of time that you do? Now, generally, the more you do, the better, but that only works if the quality of meditation is there. So I'm much more interested for you in let's get the quality really good and then we can start to build up the time. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. It's time to move on to the next video. Take care. If you've not already done so, then check out the first video that I did and then all the subsequent videos, because watching them in the order that they're presented, you'll get the most benefit from them. As with all the other things I do, including the teaching, MP3 downloads, articles and the ebook, everything I do for free. So please do feel free to share this video with others. And if you've not already had a look, then head on over to my website, where you'll find lots of downloads, useful articles, and even a free ebook. And most importantly, enjoy meditating and putting into practice these different techniques and things that we're learning. Thank you again for taking the time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.